Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX. I'm Megha Sharma, and this is a special episode where exit polls have now come out. There are 9 poll agencies who have predicted the results of the Delhi elections that took place earlier today. Let's take a look at all these numbers. And starting off with Matriz, who released its numbers. First, it has projected that BJP will cross the halfway mark. It has said that BJP is likely to win between 35 and 40 seats. Indian National Congress, in contrast, is likely to win up to only 1 seat, and Aam Aadmi Party between 32 and 37 seats. Something similar is being projected by JVC survey, which has come out and projected that the BJP is likely to win somewhere between 39 and 45 seats. The Indian National Congress is likely to win up to 2 seats, and Aam Aadmi Party is likely to win between 27 and 34 seats. Let's take a look at PMark, the third poll agency who released the exit poll numbers. The BJP, according to PMark, is likely to win between 39 and 49 seats. The Indian National Congress is likely to win only about 1 seat, and Aam Aadmi Party, as per the prediction by PMark, is somewhere between 21 and 31 seats. Let's take a look at the fourth poll agency, which is the People's Insight, which has given a higher range for the BJP for this election result. It says that the BJP is likely to win between 40 and 44 seats. Indian National Congress between 0 and 1 seat, and Aam Aadmi Party between 25 and 29 seats. So that's quite the massive loss for the Aam Aadmi Party if this prediction were to turn right. Well, we have the prediction of the fifth poll agency, which is the People's Pulse. The People's Pulse has in fact given the maximum number of seats of all the projections by all the poll agencies to BJP with between 51 and 60 seats. So People's Pulse is projecting that BJP in fact will end up winning between 51 and 60 seats. So it is likely to sweep the elections this time around. Indian National Congress is not going to open its account, while Aam Aadmi Party is likely to win between 10 and 19 seats. After that, we have the Chanakya poll survey result, the exit poll, where the exit poll suggests that BJP is likely to win between 39 and 44 seats. And Indian National Congress may win between 2 and 3 seats. Aam Aadmi Party is likely to win between 25 and 28 seats. Next up is Poll Diary. As per Poll Diary exit poll, the BJP is likely to win between 42 and 50 seats. Indian National Congress may win up to 2 seats, and Aam Aadmi Party, its seat share will reduce, which will be between 18 and 25 seats. DV Research has put out its poll survey, its exit poll. It says that the BJP is likely to win between 36 and 44 seats. Indian National Congress will not win a single seat, and Aam Aadmi Party is likely to win between 26 and 34 seats. Well, we preside, barring all the surveys that have been released, we preside is the only one who has projected that Aam Aadmi Party will sweep the election with a projected seat win between 46 and 52 seats. Well, the BJP will win between 18 and 23 seats, and as per we preside, Indian National Congress is only going to be able to win up to 1 seat. So, poll of polls. Here you take a look at the numbers, and as per the poll of polls, BJP is likely to win 41 seats, which is more than the halfway mark of 36. Aam Aadmi Party is likely to win 29, which is a significant loss of seats from its 2020 poll result, and Indian National Congress unfortunately will not once again be able to open the account as per the poll of polls exit survey. And let's do an analysis of the poll of polls after the exit poll results are out. Let's take a look at the poll of poll results. What we are getting to be predicted by the exit poll surveys is that BJP is going to end up winning 41 of those seats. Aam Aadmi Party's share is going to drop to 29 seats. So here's the comparison between 2020 and 2025. In 2020, the Aam Aadmi Party ended up winning the massive chunk of 62 seats out of the 70 seats that went to poll in Delhi. BJP, in contrast, won only 8 seats. Indian National Congress did not open an account. cut to 2025, as per the exit poll results, the poll of poll results, if the BJP ends up winning 41, which has been estimated, there will be a massive vote change. 33 more seats will be added to BJP's kitty. So from 8, it has straight away gone to 41. That's quite the dive. And taking a look at the figures of Aam Aadmi Party, if the poll predictions are correct, Aam Aadmi Party will end up winning only 29 seats, which is again a massive drop from the number of seats that it had won in 2020, which was 62. So there is in fact the same number of seats that the BJP has won or will win as per the projection. Aam Aadmi Party will see the same drop, which is 33 seats will be reduced from the Aam Aadmi Party's kitty, which will then bring its total to a mere 29 seats, which is less than the halfway mark of 36. Meanwhile, for the Congress, well, the situation remains the same. Congress was not able to open its account in 2020. Its bad run will continue in 2025 as well. Whichever way the poll predictions have gone, they have assessed that that Aam Aadmi Party's seat share and vote share has reduced considerably. Whether the Aam Aadmi Party wins the election or it loses the election, its seat share has reduced. That's the analogy that has been made by every single one of these exit poll surveys. I'm going to start my conversation. I have with me Mr. Kamaljeet. Thank you very much for joining me. He's the BJP spokesperson. And my first question, what do you make of the poll projection, exit polls that have been released today?
That the seats are different in different surveys, but it's quite sure that BJP is going to make the Chief Minister of Delhi. And it was very much clear from the day one when the notification of election was done and we start visiting the area. The people, the public, they were very annoyed. They were feeling frustrating. On the time when we were asking about the facility given by the Aam Aadmi Party, and they feel cheated. So from the day one, I just assume that the number will be increased, and definitely day by day, the people shown their beliefs in us, and today I can say that next Chief Minister of Delhi will be from our party, BJP.
Kamaljeet ji, also trying to understand from you, there have been promises that have been made by BJP as well. There have been promises made by Congress. Aam Aadmi Party has carried on with the freebie culture. Do you think if BJP were to come to power, you are going to carry on with this freebie culture, this scheme politics that has helped Aam Aadmi Party succeed in the past 2 elections?
You have to try to understand the role of a state government. State government should always have a plan of a combination. That should be the best infrastructure. Second, the social welfare scheme for the needy person of the state. And it's not the first thing. From the day one, in every state, free education, free health is there. It was the only marketing skills of Aam Aadmi Party that they make it understood to all the country persons that it's first time that they are giving these things free to Delhi. The other thing were promises by them, but they were not provided by them. On the other hand, if you will ask about our government, like Ayushman, our PM sir announced it, and from the day one, we are providing it to the whole country except Delhi and Bengal. What about the Ladli Behan? If you'll ask me, I will say that this was our scheme, and because of the schemes, our Shivraj, the CM, was always called Mama by the Madhya Pradesh public. So I just want to clear that social services and infrastructure development, this should be a good combination of a planning.
Okay.
And our government...
Kamaljeet ji, one big allegation made by Aam Aadmi Party government that the BJP at the central level did not cooperate with the Aam Aadmi Party to launch schemes to allow for welfare projects to be launched in Delhi because it was an opposition party who was governing Delhi, and therefore cooperation not being shown by the central government led by BJP.
Just two questions I have for them. Number one, Ayushman Bharat, a free treatment of rupees 5 lakh to the public persons. It was accepted by all the state governments except Delhi and Bengal. Why they have not accepted it? Second question,
But
ration
they're
card.
saying that their state healthcare schemes are much better than Ayushman Bharat, and therefore they are going to launch it and going to ensure that it penetrates into all the sections of the society in Delhi.
Meghna ji, I was just thinking that in my Lok Sabha, there are two government hospitals. One is Rao Tularam in Jafarpur, second is Deen Dayal. I was just assuming that they were having two-person on a bed before going in the public. But I can say the word, I feel very depressed when I come to know on a single bed, there are 4 to 5 patients. This thing I came to know by the public. So, whatever they are saying, they have the best model. They are the marketing manager. They were not providing anything. They were just playing with the words. They were playing with the sentiments. The public was very much clear about their last promises, and public also understood that Ayushman and ration card pension, this was the right given by the PM of our country, the central government of our country to the state, and it is the Delhi state Aam Aadmi Party who has not taken these schemes and just taking them away from these schemes. So this
Okay.
time Delhi public was very much clear about all these
So,
things.
if the BJP were to come to power, what is the chance? What are the promises that BJP at this point of time is going to fulfill? Most importantly, is the air quality and the pollution in Yamuna going to be improved? Or are you going to be following Aam Aadmi Party's footsteps to be providing funds, direct benefits to the poor sections of the society who are your vote banks, and forget about all the promises that you make about cleaning up Delhi?
I want to clear you one thing that whatever the promises are included in our manifesto, within the given period of time of our 5 year, we will fulfill all the requirements, all the conditions which are given by us. We will fulfill all the promises. So it's our commitment to public that phase by phase we will provide everything, and the people will feel proud on the vote given by them.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us on
Huh?
the telecast and sharing your views. I also have with me on the telecast Priya Sehgal, Editorial Director, NewsX. Priya, what do you have to say? What was your perception after the exit poll results came out? Okay, while we get
Hello.
yeah, Priya, can you hear us? And what is your perception? What do you make of the exit poll predictions?
The exit poll prediction, I must say, the Congress was a no-brainer because I don't think the Congress themselves were expecting anything more than what the exit polls have said. The BJP taking the lead over the Aam Aadmi Party is very interesting because, when the elections began and the opinion polls in December were all predicting a Aam Aadmi Party to be way ahead, a clean sweep for Arvind Kejriwal. But somehow, especially in the last, I would say the mid-January, something changed, something turned. And, as you know, I interviewed Jay Panda also. He's the BJP in charge of the Delhi elections. And he explained to me, he says, the whole strategy was that we let Aam Aadmi Party peak. We let them take the initiative, let them take the lead in December. And towards January, that's when we came up with a manifesto. That's when we also had the prime minister's rallies in a big way. And we were, coming up with our promises, our schemes. We also had 27 BJP leaders deployed on the ground, like Dharmendra Pradhan, Anurag Thakur, etc., going to various, each one was given two constituencies to go and meet people. And early on, before that, work was being done, but it was low profile, just on ground, going door to door, meeting people. But they came high profile mid Jan, and then they just kept up the momentum. And of course, the budget was, I think, the final, because a lot of people I interviewed were saying, all these freebies and welfare schemes, what are the taxpayer getting out of it? So the budget came with something for the taxpayer. So if you look at their strategy, it was very well planned, well executed as the BJP does, perhaps with help from the RSS. But they've delivered what they wanted to do. After 98, the BJP, if the exit polls are right, is going to be coming back.
Okay, all right. But the question remains, how do we trust the exit polls? We have seen, debacle after debacle by all these poll agencies and pollsters who have predicted time after time after time who is going to win the election. It has been in contrast to what they have actually predicted. So what are the chances this is going to work out?
Well, you're absolutely right. And it's a very brave channel that takes on exit polls. So we are doing, of course, a poll of the polls, but we also have our reporters who've been reporting on ground and talking to people. And they did seem, Aam Aadmi Party was putting up a very good fight. Kejriwal still has his loyalists. If you look at the woman voter, they are not going to be swayed by 2100 or 2500. They are happy with the free bus rides, with the access to the water bills, the Bijli Pani freebies. So they are happy with that kind. So I think Modi realized that, which is why he suddenly went midway and said, don't think कि BJP आएगी तो आपका free पानी बंद होगा. We will continue with that. So the women vote is very important. Kejriwal still has it. So each of the polls, I think the fight will be slightly closer, but towards the end, I think BJP somehow does have a way of managing narratives. So I would agree with the exit polls, Megha, in this case.
Okay, all right. Stay on with me, Priya. Also on the telecast with me, Professor Madhav Nalapad, Editorial Director of the Sunday Guardian. Professor Nalapad, your opinion of the exit poll. Do you think BJP has a chance to sweep the election this time around?
Look, I'd like to say that Lord Ram's Vanvas was 14 years. I mean, if my calculations are right, the BJP's Vanvas is almost 28 years. After that, you had 18 years of Sheila Dikshit. And Sheila Dikshit, frankly, ran a very good ship until the last 3 years when a lot of scandals came. And the Aam Aadmi Party took advantage of those scandals. And they basically poached the Congress vote, the Juggi Jopadi vote, much of the middle class vote, and the minority vote. The Aam Aadmi Party took it. In my view, I would say the edge is definitely with the BJP. There are some factors. One, the BJP has kept a consistent vote share of around 36%. You look at the last few elections, you've not got a dip below that vote share. The Aam Aadmi Party has seen a dip in its vote share. Secondly, Madan Lal Khurana factor. The fact was, Khurana was a very successful BJP chief minister. Then I think he fell foul of Mr. Advani or some high-up person in the BJP, and he was removed and replaced by Sahib Singh Verma, who turned out to be not very efficient. He was removed and replaced by Sushma Swaraj, either because she had no time or because she had no inclination. She also was not very successful. And frankly, the Aam Aadmi Party got the benefit of that Congress vote. And the Congress has been floundering in Delhi ever since. Of course, the BJP was hoping the Congress does much better, because every vote that the Congress will take will be from BJP. But today, the Khurana family has been brought back into Delhi politics by the BJP leadership. That's a very, very smart move by the BJP leadership. Madan Lal Khurana was a good leader. Unfortunately, some central leaders didn't like him, and they replaced him with Sahib Singh Verma. So this kind of situation, the voters resented, and after that, no BJP CM has come back. So my view is it's very likely that because of the Modi factor, and I must admit that Home Minister Shah is very, very good at organizing a ground game campaign. I think, frankly, plus the fact that Aam Aadmi Party has no clear CM face, plus the fact that this budget, frankly, was the middle class, frankly, was pleasantly surprised, not as happy as they could have been had it been a more generous budget, but it was way more generous than people expected. So quite definitely, I would say that the advantage is with the BJP. It had 36%. In my view, it's definitely going to cross about more than 40%.
Okay.
Much more than 40%.
Okay.
And in which case, the Aam Aadmi Party, I think, is going to drop behind. And the Congress, whatever it takes, will be from the Aam Aadmi Party. So I think the advantage is very definitely with the BJP.
I also have with me Himanshu Shukla, who's the BJP spokesperson. Mr. Shukla, do you think, as per the poll predictions in the exit poll, do you think the budget magic has worked in favor of the BJP because of the reshuffling of the taxpayer slabs?
Namaskar, everyone. I mean, it could come as a surprise to you guys, to everyone, but it wasn't a surprise for us. It was known for me, for the BJP people, and for Kejriwal as well, and their leaders, that we will win. From that time, they are leaving their seats and running away from Patparganj community seats and everywhere. So people already had faith in us. People have seen how much we have worked in the other states. What we have promised, we have delivered. And people were fed up of Arvind Kejriwal's fake promises from the past 10 years. He has made so much of fake promises, and in return, what the people have get? People have got bad sewers, bad air quality, bad education quality, bad health quality. Arvind Kejriwal ji has stooped so low in these elections, stooped so low that he has made a fake allegation of a genocide being happening in the Delhi. When people are so much pissed off him, my brothers, the civil workers, the Anganwadi workers, the Vidhva Ma, they have not got their pension, they have not got their salary. The 12,000 rupees of civil workers were pending by 6 to 8 months. The ASHA workers have not got their salary by 6 months. The people were pissed of Arvind Kejriwal, of his fake promises, and they were sure that BJP will be coming.
Okay.
And talking about
Okay.
Congress, just one line. Talking about Congress, they were never serious about the elections. I mean, I have not seen any person being in the streets and campaigning for the people. And I guess probably Rahul Gandhi might have booked his first flight to the Bangkok by now.
Okay, all right. Advocate Thapar also on the telecast with me. And Manasvi, how do you view the situation? Do you think there is likelihood of a clean sweep by the BJP this time around? Or do you think there can be a neck and neck fight? And in case there is no party that gets the majority, how is this conundrum going to be resolved?
I don't think there is no majority going to be in the favor of BJP. If there is no majority that is coming, BJP already has the LG sorted. He's been working since many years in Delhi, and the kind of fight we have seen, which we have never seen between a chief minister and the LG, that's there for BJP in the favor of BJP. But having said that, I think my prediction in your channel was the similar line on the similar lines. BJP has the edge, and BJP has been building on this edge not from today. It's been 2013 when they got the largest number of seats. They had 33% of vote share. In 2015, they got around 32% of vote share. In 2020, they got around 38% of vote share. So BJP's vote bank has been consistently being consistent and increasing on time. And on the contrary, now what is going to happen is the Congress vote share, which was around 4% in the last election of 2020, will be increasing from 4% to around 10%, 12%, and that is going to be denting Aam Aadmi Party, because the anti-BJP vote share, which was around 50-60%, would be divided between Congress and Aam Aadmi Party, and that is going to be an edge for BJP. BJP's consolidated vote share has to be there, and further the Prime Minister's leadership, which the people of the entire nation believing, and the state elections are also fought on his name. That is going to add on the BJP factor. Further, what happens with BJP fights on two ways. One is a positive campaigning, other is a negative campaigning. Positive campaigning in terms of creating an image of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, creating the BJP persona, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's larger-than-life persona. That's what BJP promotes. Secondly, they also make sure that they have a negative campaigning for the people from the opposition. So the Sheesh Mahal narrative, the Yamuna River narrative. So these and non-delivery of promises by Arvind Kejriwal, these also they have made sure that in the minds of people that these issues are always there. They are relevant at the time when they go for voting. So this is what BJP makes sure that this also people remember. Apart from the positive campaign of BJP, they make sure the negative campaign of Aam Aadmi Party is continuously hampered on the face of voters. So this is going to add on to BJP, and I think this is going to be a great delivery for BJP. They are going to make a comeback after 30 years, almost 30 years, into the state of Delhi, and that's going to be something which they're going to deliver. They want to deliver. After 2024, the BJP has been completely transformed as a new party. Before 2024, they were thinking that they can fight alone. now they respect RSS. The RSS factor cannot be evaded. They respect
Okay.
RSS. They consider RSS. They consult RSS, and then they fight elections. And that's where the juggernaut of BJP combined with RSS is unstoppable in 2025, 2024 post the Lok Sabha.
Okay.
We saw Haryana, we saw Maharashtra, and we are seeing Delhi. And Delhi is going to be a great major victory for BJP, which they have not seen in last 30 years. And Arvind Kejriwal was the only sole leader from the opposition in 2015 and 2020 who could stop the juggernaut of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and that is going to be decimated right now. So this also becomes a survival thing.
No, but
for
let's also be practical, because in 2020 BJP had just 8 seats, even though its seat share increased by what, 3 or 4 seats. In 2015 it had about 5 seats. So let's not just, we cannot, by no stretch of the imagination can it be said that it's taken a Herculean task for the Aam Aadmi Party to stop the quote unquote juggernaut of the BJP, at least in Delhi. I'm not saying for the rest of the country, I'm not saying Lok Sabha elections, but I'm talking about Delhi particularly. And truth be told, it is Aam Aadmi Party who won the election against the Congress. BJP was nowhere in the picture when the 2013 elections took place, and then obviously 2015 and so on and so forth. I'm going to get Priya Sehgal back into the telecast with me. And Priya Sehgal, as Manasvi said, issues such as Sheesh Mahal and Yamuna pollution, who's poisoning Yamuna, and these derogatory remarks being made against Atishi by the BJP leader. Do you really think these were the poll planks on the basis of which people cast their vote?
Well, good question, Megha. I don't know, because at the end of the day, campaigning has become very bitter and very personal in most of these elections. Ever since the BJP and the Modi era has begun, and more so when it is Modi and Kejriwal. What people tell us is, if there is one person who really gets the Prime Minister's vote, it is Arvind Kejriwal. He has made it so personal. He has made the attack. If it's both ways, not just from a Prime Minister BJP side, even from Aam Aadmi Party side. The attacks are very personal. They're very bitter. It's a very it's all gloves off kind of a campaign that is being done. Ek taraf se they were talking about Sheesh Mahal, they were talking about the Prime Minister's housing. Isn't that a Raj Mahal by itself? So there have been charges flying from both sides at the end of the day. Having said that, the BJP has the advantage. It does have the ED on its side and the CBI. Even the Supreme Court in Arvind Kejriwal's case has said that it is a cage parrot. So there is all that, because what Kejriwal held but made him different from the others was that he was anti-corruption. He was a corruption crusader. So look how smartly the BJP has gone and pulled that title away from him. First, they got him embroiled in the liquor scam, charges of that. They had him facing ED and a jail term. Then, of course, they had the charges of him, furnishing the CM's house, because, Kejriwal can keep saying it's not Mera personal house, it is the CM's house. Tomorrow, if a BJP person is CM, he will also live in that house. But end of the day, this is the same CM who said, I don't want any this thing, I'm a Aam Aadmi. So, Kejriwal branded himself as someone who won't live in a Sheesh Mahal, and then he goes and does just that. So that worked against him. So BJP has caught Kejriwal really at his weakest and really gone on and on and on. And Kejriwal is someone, he's not a Rahul Gandhi. He is a very, very, if there is someone who matches Modi in, into wits, in political smarts, and in the way of campaigning and 24/7 politician, it is Arvind Kejriwal. Only Arvind Kejriwal doesn't have the organization or an RSS to back him up and back his ambitions. That's why he falls short. The long-term implication of this is going to be very interesting, because as I think Professor also said, that BJP, the one person who was stopping Kejriwal Modi and the BJP was Arvind Kejriwal. Apart from Mamta, he was one person who's putting up a huge fight. Delhi is not a huge state, it's not even a state, but it is, in terms of optics, it is the capital city. So it is a trophy win for the BJP if they win it, and they've wrested away from Kejriwal. And the impact of this is going to be felt in Punjab also. Let's not forget that. So what it's going to mean for Aam Aadmi Party is something we can discuss later on. But it's been a very, very bitter, a very personal fight, Megha.
Okay, all right. Professor Nalapat again, how badly do you think has the excise policy scam, and because of which the jail term that had to be served by Arvind Kejriwal and his loyalists in the past few months, do you think that these may have been the causes if Aam Aadmi Party loses the election?
Look, Megha, it's a very important factor for a simple reason that, as Priya correctly said, Arvind Kejriwal has been the face of the Aam Aadmi Party throughout, frankly, right from the start of the Aam Aadmi Party. And the Aam Aadmi Party essentially was designed as a mechanism to capture the vote bank of the Congress Party. You know, what we call in Delhi, Juggi Jopadi and all that kind of thing. I think we should have a little more dignified name, economically weaker sections, and the minorities. So there is no question that he has taken a very hard knock because, frankly, Sheesh Mahal was completely the opposite of what people thought Arvind Kejriwal was. They thought he's the perfect middle class man. He comes from a middle class background. He was in the government. Doesn't seem to have made any money in the government. And his entire Aam Aadmi Party people behaved, most of them, like Aam Aadmi. And I think that is what attracted even the middle class and the economically weaker sections to him. Now, frankly, no Aam Aadmi or a middle class or an upper middle class or most elements of the upper class live in something as grand as the chief minister's residence. I mean, Delhi is in size a relatively small territory. And of course, the one important factor you must bear in mind is that Delhi is a combination of different people from different parts of India. You've got some areas where a lot of people from Tamil Nadu are there, from Kerala are there, from Kashmir are there, from Gujarat are there. It's a microcosm of the whole country. And I would say as much or much more than Mumbai. So, yes, I think the Delhi election is going to be an important pointer to the hold of the BJP across the India. And if Arvind Kejriwal loses heavily the minority vote to the Congress party, and he loses this underprivileged vote to the Congress party, is going to severely delt him.
Okay.
The main thing that Rahul Gandhi is saying is, I am the alternative to Narendra Modi. I can get the minorities. I can get the economically weaker sections, and then the Congress party will win. But now the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, if it continues to beat the Congress party hollow as it always has, well, that claim is going to ring very false. So, quite frankly, I think it's a boon to the BJP to have an opposition where the leadership is in this condition, because
Okay.
today we're used to a presidential style almost of government.
Okay.
The leader of the government is very important. And Narendra Modi, let's be honest, is head and shoulders above any other political leader in the country. Let's be honest about it.
Okay, all right. So that it is going to be an interesting fight, and let's wait for this February 7th for the results to come out. Meanwhile, I'll come to Himanshu Shukla, BJP spokesperson. Himanshu, is this the perception that it does not really matter if the air pollution in Delhi is resolved, the problem is resolved, whether Yamuna is cleaned up, whether the potholes are filled, and whether the waterlogging situation is figured out? Till the time freebies are being put into the bank accounts, freebies and schemes are being launched and executed and implemented for the underprivileged, whether till the time that the direct benefits are being handed out to the underprivileged, who also seem to be the important vote bank on the basis of which Arvind Kejriwal has been claiming his victories in the last two terms.
See, for these types of things, some economic calculation should be done. But before answering that, I'm going to answer the previous question which was made out for the BJP, that Aam Aadmi Party has made some negative, BJP has been making negative comments about the Aam Aadmi Party. So haven't you guys seen that Yamuna being hampered and AAP workers being beaten, and his own officers denied the allegations of the Aam Aadmi Party's head Arvind Kejriwal? So we have been seeing that Arvind Kejriwal has been making the negative remarks about BJP, which were false. Now coming to this point, I will answer this. See, before going to the ground, we make some economic calculation. See, the Delhi gets the 0.4% of the GDP in 2014. For these, in the year 2024, the GDP increases for the Delhi to 1.2% of the total income of the country. So, but after these, Arvind Kejriwal's party, demanded the 10,000 crore rupees from the NSSF funds. Despite all this money coming to the Delhi, the Jal board, the PWD board were going to the lowest. So these types of economic calculations should be made. And where was the money being gone? This was all going to the Aam Aadmi Party's people's pockets. So we have come to the point that we will be making some calculations that after the freebies, the infrastructure will be maintained, the roadways will be maintained, and everything will be done. And I have also told that people, my Anganwadi workers, civil workers, were not getting their salaries from the past 6 months. So the freebies are for them, so that they could run their household works. So these 2,500 money which we have guaranteed will be given to them for the people who have not received their salaries for the past eight
Okay.
months, for the past 6 months. So these are for them. And after that, our main point is infrastructure. Being not in the government, we have already done so much for the Delhi. We have made international infrastructure like Pragati Maidan, Yasho Bhumi. We have, made 62 flyovers despite not being in the government. Now being in the government, we'll work more hard and we'll make sure that all this money which is going in the pockets of Aam Aadmi Party will be directly benefiting the workers.
Okay, that's obviously on with the condition that you win the election. Let's also understand these are the exit polls, that we don't really have the actual results with us right now. Coming back to you, Priya, the question is that today I was listening to my reporters who were on the ground and speaking to the voters. While there are different stratas of society in Delhi, and governments and political parties cater to them differently. For example, there were certain individuals, maybe from the middle class, who were unhappy that they had poor drinking facilities, did not have clean water coming from their taps in their households. They were unhappy that there were potholes and there was waterlogging and their communities and RWAs were not clean enough. On the other side, there were other communities and other areas within Delhi where people were satisfied that there was proper education being provided to their children and there was health care and they got direct benefits. Now, who is more influential in terms of winning the Delhi election?
Who is more influential? I think everyone has their vote, and whoever goes out to vote is very influential. And those who do armchair conversations and don't vote are not influential. End of the day, it's the vote that counts. But the vote that early on, Kejriwal had the vote of the economically weaker sections, because that's the people he really reached out to. He was an Aam Aadmi like them. He wore a muffler. He did not go in fancy cars, and he understood their problems, and the kind of schemes and breaks that he gave them, whether it was a break in the electricity bill, free pani, free rights for women. It really worked a lot. He really got the mohalla clinics. The schools have improved under him. You can always find one school that has not worked, but by and large, I would say he has put up a model in place that has got acclaim internationally, not just in India. So he's the last 15 years, there has been a remarkable improvement in certain sections of our city. Now, of course, there is an anti-incumbency also which comes in, and the BJP has been very quick to also spread or rather bring out whatever his weaknesses were. And there's been this whole, Kejriwal's party is one-man driven. It's not an organizational party. So in BJP, you may target Kiran Bedi or whoever the CM faces, but the organization is there on the ground to work also, no? And the organization is different from the CM face. It has its own life. Here, they didn't put up a CM face. They fought on Modi ki guarantee. So that comes with its own double engine sarkar kind of connotations. The second point is that without Kejriwal, Aam Aadmi Party is nothing. So it is Kejriwal or nothing in Delhi. So, by targeting Kejriwal and weakening his hold over the people and his image, the BJP has really struck, they've struck on point really. So Kejriwal has had to battle a lot of fronts. He has to battle the BJP organization. organization. He has to battle his own tarnishing of his own character, and he had to defend his own schemes. Why he hasn't delivered on Yamuna, for instance? He was clear. He said, yes, I did make some promises which I couldn't deliver, first because of COVID, and then, of course, because he was put in jail in the last 6 months. So he has the excuse ready. But are the people of Delhi ready to give him a second chance, if or third chance? If the opinion polls, exit polls seem to indicate no, that the anti-incumbency has won, and they rather vote for an organization, faceless organization as of now in Delhi, but they voted for the BJP on the Modi ki guarantee, which itself for Prime Minister Modi, that's a huge comeback from just 6 months ago when the Lok Sabha results did not show such a great faith in his guarantee.
Okay, but then how much water does it hold when Aam Aadmi Party accuses BJP that the Yamuna water is poison?
No, but Kejriwal also kind of scored a sort of a self goal when he said कि हरियाणा के लोग poison कर रहे हैं.
Right.
Because everybody in Delhi has a relative in Gurgaon or somewhere in Haryana. It was not a move that went down well at all, considering he's also from Haryana. So he should have come up with a better answer than that. I think that didn't go down well at all, and everybody saw through it that it was just a political gimmick.
Okay, all right. I also have with me Dr. Piyush Joshi, political analyst. Dr. Joshi, let's hear it from you. The poll predictions are all out. Exit polls now are indicating that BJP is likely to have a clean sweep. What is your perception?
Well, if you look at those exit polls, with the magnifying glass, you will find that the biggest difference between the vote share is 3% at the most, and that is, falling well within the margin of error. If you ask them what their standard deviation were, if you ask them what their confidence interval were, anything and everything can reverse. It's majority of the exit polls are showing a vote percentage difference of 1 to 2%, and that is talking about those exit polls who are predicting a clear BJP majority. I think this election is too close to call when it comes to exit polls. When it comes to the reality on 8th of December, I think Aam Aadmi Party will lose certain seats but will genuinely scrape through. And I am predicting somewhere between 40 to 45 seats for Aam Aadmi Party in this particular election. And at the end of the day, it is the silent women voter of Delhi which is going to count for the majority. They have not opened their cards to anyone to let it be the party related surveyors, let it be the exit poll surveyors, let it be the telephonic surveyors. I think that voter is very important. Whether that voter remembers the free ride, whether that voter remembers the free schooling, that's where the Aam Aadmi Party volunteers comes in. Because the Aam Aadmi Party volunteer, if that volunteer has been able to remind them of the PTMs, of the classrooms, of the facilities that they have built up in the schools, if whether that volunteer has been able to remind them of the free bus rides, the free electricity, the free water supply that they are getting, the Janta ka paisa Janta ko wapas, that the Aam Aadmi Party volunteers keeps telling.
Okay.
Whether that message has been communicated door to door, we'll find out on 8. But I personally believe that Aam Aadmi Party is going to have a majority. It's going to lose certain seats. How many? Maybe between 15 to 20, which is going to be a big learning lesson for Aam Aadmi Party, that they need to connect well. Their MLAs need to be present 24/7 on the ground. That anti-incumbency was there, there's no doubt, but whether that was against Mr. Kejriwal or against those MLAs, I believe those were against the MLAs, and we'll find out on 8th.
Okay, all right. I'm going to bring in another panelist who's joining me on the telecast. Let's hear it from Professor Madan Nalapat. Professor Nalapat, again, I'm very interested in knowing that how have these pollsters come to the figure of giving this wholesome sweeping majority to the BJP, a party that until last election was only not even in two figures. It won eight seats, could not even touch the two figures mark, has suddenly now overtaken the Aam Aadmi Party. And again the question, was it because of the hard work and the groundwork that has been done consistently by the BJP in Delhi, or is it because of the anti-incumbency factor whose benefits are being reaped by the BJP if the exit poll result is to go by?
Yeah, Megha, there's no doubt that the RSS is an important factor in the BJP's electoral fortunes. And also, I think all this gossip that was spread that there is a disconnect between RSS and BJP, I think all that gossip is now over. And the fact of the matter is, RSS is working very smoothly with the BJP. And frankly, its cadres are very well disciplined.
Yeah, but
They're
then
very,
I
very
think these
strongly
rumors also
motivated.
started floating, especially after BJP did not get the expected number of seats and votes in the Lok Sabha
No,
elections, and there was lot of
yeah,
criticism that came in from the
yeah,
RSS.
I want to add one point here. All these estimates, including Dr. Joshi's, is based on the premise that the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP and the Congress are basically the Congress is nowhere in sight. That's been the case in most elections. Don't forget, Megha, Arvind Kejriwal did not set out to challenge the BJP. He has set out to challenge the Congress party. He set up in Karnataka, Goa, so many states, Haryana, Punjab, of course, he has got. He has set out to basically challenge and destroy the Congress party. And that, frankly, is why I believe, even if it's a small vote share advantage, that vote share advantage is going to be quite helpful to the BJP. You have cases of a small vote share advantage translating into a sweep, and those examples also there statistically. So I would again like to say that if you look at the situation on the ground, and this has been my reading, I may be wrong, Dr. Joshi may be right, but in my personal view, the edge is definitely with the BJP, and there are three factors. One is Prime Minister Modi, his overpowering presence. The other is the organizational effort put in by the BJP, especially by Mr. Amit Shah. And the third is the very, very the strong cadres of the RSS that has, I think, gone all out in this election. So that is why I would like to stick my neck out and say that, I was saying initially tough fight, tough fight. But over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been seeing a difference. And that's why I'm now sticking my neck out and saying it is advantage BJP, and very likely the BJP is going to break its double vanvas and come back to power on the gaddi of the chief ministership of Delhi. Thank you.
Okay. Priya, coming to you, and you yourself mentioned that, there has been a perception that had been created in the country, in Delhi, in Punjab, that if there was a political party that could give, that had the potential of growing and then giving a tough fight to the BJP, was the Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal, and his acumen was greatly appreciated. A couple of examples: when Prime Minister Modi spoke about Ram Mandir, he would go and visit the Hanuman temples and narrate the Hanuman Chalisa, chant the Hanuman Chalisas. Another example, just during the campaigning period, he has announced that the Granthis and the temple priests are going to be getting increased pay. Do you think this perception may be deceptive if these poll results, if these exit poll results are anything to go by?
No, not deceptive. Arvind Kejriwal is the one person who can give Modi and has been giving Modi a takkar. It's just that he doesn't have the same organization that the BJP has at its disposal. Aam Aadmi Party restricted to Delhi, Punjab, and pockets in Goa, Gujarat, etc. They don't have the pan-India presence. He doesn't have an RSS presence, RSS type organization backing him. So he lacks that. But if you just look at the sheer audacity, the sheer ruthlessness, the political smarts, Modi and Arvind Kejriwal are more or less, if anyone who can give Modi a run for his money, it is Arvind Kejriwal. Whether it comes to campaigning, he didn't waste time into getting into a religion debate. He just said, I am also a Hindu. What makes me a bad Hindu? I can recite the Hanuman Chalisa at a drop. I can give welfare schemes and freebies to Granthis. He didn't fight him. He didn't want to get into that debate. So that debate was out of the window. Hinduism, who's a better Hindu, is not a part of the campaign slogan. He realized, why play with the BJP on his own field? Get the BJP to play on Kejriwal's field. Look at what happened? It is the BJP who went around copying Kejriwal schemes, from the women's schemes, from welfare schemes, from giving freebies, talking about even at the end of the day, Modi had to say that when we come to power, it's not that the free bijli with pani will be cut; it will continue. So Modi had to do a Kejriwal also. Let's not forget that. So he has been very smart, and he made them talk his terms. The only problem it seems to be that the BJP, that the people of Delhi, if the exit polls are right, feel that maybe the BJP can deliver better on Kejriwal schemes than Kejriwal himself. That's the irony of this whole election. You began an election fighting as to who is a better Modi or who's a Modi light, and in the end, you ended up by saying who does a better Kejriwal. So it's a very confusing election at the end of the day. People of Delhi have been very smart and voted for themselves. At the end of the day, they're going to see who benefits us more. Whether you get 2100 or 2500 is not the matter. The question is who they feel has the faith to deliver, and who they feel will look after their interests more. It seems because Kejriwal has been so busy fighting so many fronts, the cases against him, his own party people going into jail, so he's been having, he's not been able to deliver because of various reasons. Maybe the people are feeling कि double engine सरकार काम करेगी दिल्ली में, LG के साथ इतना लड़ाई नहीं होगा, maybe our schemes will come faster, smoother. Whatever the reasons are, but this is the Kejriwal model. The BJP has come up to power if they win on the Kejriwal model. So in that, Kejriwal can take some moral victory.
Okay, all right. On that note, I'm out of time. I thank you, Priya, and Professor Nalapad, and the BJP spokesperson, Mr. Himanshu Shukla, for joining me on the telecast, and thank you, Dr. Piyush Joshi, as well. On that note, I slip into a short break. Stay tuned on NewsX. We are continuing with our rolling coverage. Well, the exit poll results are out, but remains to be seen what the actual results are going to be. It's a matter of 2 days. Stay tuned on NewsX for all the updates, and of course, who is going to win 2025 Delhi elections. We are going to keep a close track on that. Thanks for watching.